conscientiously to partially discharge my responsibility to the people of Jamaica. So, help me God.
All is not well between MP for Southwest St. Catherine Everald Warmington and his colleagues from the Jamaica Labour Party. Now, Mr. Warmington was in the chamber long before his colleagues arrived, and for the most part, he kept to himself.
Welcome to Jamaica Dancehall, source news and entertainment with a buzz. This one is called "It is Obvious That There is Trouble in Paradise" as it pertains to political party JLP, led by Andrew Holness. And this is based on the happenings that took place in the parliament, specifically when Everald Warmington JLP was being sworn in by Andrew Holness' wife, Juliet. It was customary for persons who got sworn in to shake the Prime Minister's hand before they took a seat. However, we saw that Mr. Warmington did not decide to do so.
I, Damien Orande Crawford, do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Jamaica, that I will uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of Jamaica, that I will conscientiously and impartially discharge my responsibilities to the people of Jamaica. Rhoda Crawford.
Now, what made this very obvious is that even persons that was sworn in from the PNP, specifically Damien Crawford, after he had sworn in, he then shook the Prime Minister's hand. So everybody in the parliament know the customary procedure, realized that something was definitely wrong, especially when Mr. Warmington, as soon as he was sworn in, exit stage left, meaning that he left the building. Now, people, we should not be surprised based on Warmington's demeanor, based on Warmington's attitude in the past couple of decades or so. He is a very outspoken person. He is a very sensitive person. He is a type of person that wears his emotion on his sleeve, on his forehead, to be even more specific. So therefore, if something is bothering him, he is going to let it be known to everybody involved. Based on information that is out there, it is said that he was not given a position in which he thought that he qualified for, or he was possibly promised by the Prime Minister. So therefore, he is getting in his feelings. But we should not be surprised based on the past. And this is based on a little squabbling that was going on before, when he was pretty much shelved by the JLP because of his action, because of his despicable act. I want you to take a look at exactly what the Prime Minister had to say when that took place, and then I'll give my piece.
Did you fire Warmington, or you demanded his resignation, or what?
This
what
question keeps coming up. In our Westminster system, you know, once the Prime Minister, whoever the Prime Minister is, says, "Come, let's talk," you know what the position is. Our protocol, our convention is that once you're called in, you know, you say, "Prime Minister, I offer." You don't wait until somebody says you're fired.
And under that convention, it's a firing, it's a dismissal.
So people, you heard exactly what the Prime Minister Andrew Holness had to say whenever there was a little wrangling between himself and Mr. Warmington. Mr. Warmington also responded, and this is exactly what Mr. Warmington said at that time. Take a listen, take a look.
Were you fired or were you forced to resign?
I was fired. The PM said to me, that was more say ask the question, that because of civil society, he can't keep me there. But at the same time, he's asking me to go in the field to work for the party for his next election. The question I ask, if civil society can't accept me as part of his cabinet, how then civil society will accept me working in the field to elect him again as Prime Minister?
But don't you think his hands were tied, though, given that the reaction from the opposition leader with Dennis Meadows.
On no chain or rope on his hands. Don't ask me a question. Meadows, as I said, is a different case from mine entirely. He was promoting criminality. I was not, never yet. Okay? But in terms of civil society, and there's some others in Labour Party who force him to. Can you point to a single minister who has the ability or the right or any avenue through which a minister can locate funds?
Why did you say why did you make that statement?
You can't answer my question, ask me another question.
But you're the one who made the statement, Mr. Warmington.
And can you tell me one minister that does or who can? Answer the question and I come to you.
Why did you make the statement then?
Because in my mouth. I don't have the permission to speak. I don't pay lies to my mother, darling. I don't. But I would say that same minister was a slip of the tongue anyhow.
Some people, we saw that the Prime Minister was trying to be diplomatic. And we saw that Mr. Warmington was just being his usual normal self. I am going to also show you what Mr. Warmington had to say after he did not shake the Prime Minister's hand at the Parliament a couple of days ago. Take a look.
After he was sworn in, Mr. Warmington did not even shake the Prime Minister's hand. He went straight to the door and left the chamber. He told our cameras to stay tuned.
Now, people, like the saying goes, what a difference a couple of years make. The last time that they had a liquor wrangling, we saw that Mr. Warmington made his feelings be known. In this time, he is keeping us in suspense, but everybody that is following politics knows that he was promised or he thought that he would have qualified for a specific position. And when he was not given that position, he thought that he was betrayed. Andrew Holness pretty much put a knife in his back. People, we will have to just wait and see how this unfolds. But like they say, in our politics, there's a whole bunch of politics. And what this means is that it does not matter how disrespectful, it does not matter who you violate, as long as you have the clout, as long as you have the power, and power is money. And you could make the party win, they are going to stick with you, they are going to stick and stay. It is anything goes, you will not be held accountable, regardless of what you do or say. Such is the case as it pertains to Mr. Warmington, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news is that we see that story is coming to bump. A lot of things are unfolding, a lot of answers are being given. As it pertains to social media personalities known as Bo Lifestyle, and also popular social media personality, YouTuber known as Alicia Kim. We saw that these two persons were an item for a couple of years. However, it seems as if there was trouble in paradise. And we saw that Alicia Kim separated from her husband who lived in the United States. She is from Jamaica. He filed for her. She was living with him for a couple of years. Then as soon as she probably got that green card, she was out and about. It seems as if they grow apart. Don't know the specifics. They did not say, he did not say, and she specifically was very vague in what she explained of exactly what took place. We just know that they separated.
I've been with this lady and her family for 6 years. And a lot of phone calls used to come to me and used to come to my family. Boy, my head hurt, this, that, blah, 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 blah. But I need some medication and I need this and I need that. But I don't have this and I don't have that, right? Talking about her mother. Come to them aid. From ever since me and this young lady break up, I don't get a phone call from the mother asking what went wrong. I get no phone call from nobody. But I tell you guys,
I'm here in live and
living color.
Living color.
In the flesh.
In the flesh, yeah, man.
God good, don't
you? Know enough of them now want to see me. But me there.
Where is them? I got
tired.
Some
of them talk, so they want to see me. But me know they don't want me. They don't want me. Yeah. Me there. Big up crew. Me there. Me know who no originally want me. So. Who no want me there. Me there.
Watch the chat.
Yeah, man.
Watch big up crew.
Everybody did know everything from day one. Yep. Everybody did know what was taking place. I was the only one in the dark because of stress where this lady put me under. It almost took my life. When I did in the hospital, lay up in the hospital with tube, all kind of stuff all over my body. You understand? This lady out there, I tell you guys all this kind of nonsense. I in the hospital, lay up, I wonder if I was gonna make it through the night, right? Not knowing, what's happening to me because of the stress, and the embarrassment and all this stuff where this lady put me under. This is where love do to you, and this is where loyalty do for you. Some of you guys are tell me that, well, and boy, hey, a man of my age, me should have experience, and me should have this and do all 9 yards. But listen to you guys. Yeah. But remember this. A man is a fool to him not know. You understand? Because if I could have read this lady of mine, I wouldn't be in this situation. Samson was a smarter man than me. You understand? But still, Delilah took him down, right?
Now, people, this is my disclaimer before I proceed. I am going to try to be as fair as possible. Just speaking in general because I don't know the specifics. Don't know if there was trouble in a paradise. Don't know if this man was ABUSING. This lady, however, based on a couple of videos that I saw, when they were together, it seems as if everything was okie-dory. Did not see any problem. However, sometimes people live double life. But I doubt, based on this man's temperament, that he was the abusive type. And again, I don't know him. Very importantly, there's a thing that is called a fool is always the last to know. And even much more important, most persons out here, women or men, 90% are opportunists, are persons that are looking for a stepping stone, somebody that can give them an opportunity. And I am speaking in general with what I am going to say. Had this man probably been from Jamaica at the age that he was and could not have made an opportunity for this lady. And I am not saying that she could not have reached America and get the opportunity that she got and got a green card based on the fact that she is a decent, nice-looking lady. The doors might have been open otherwise. However, in this case, I see a couple of things wrong with the difference in the age and people. I know that a lot of persons are going to say, well, me at 20 and my husband at 150 and we get along. Those are isolated incidents, are isolated cases. That is definitely not the norm. Because when it comes to a relationship, persons have to be compatible. Whenever there's an age difference, generation different, that means that the communication might not be there 100%. They just think different. They have different goals, different aspirations, different things in which are their hobbies. And again, in some cases, minor cases, that might work and it has worked and it is still working. However, generally speaking, my problem is that whenever somebody gives you the opportunity, and again, that is his wife, and if you have a wife, you are going to give her the opportunity, care overseas so that you and her can make a better life, being that America is considered a better place to most. I am not going to say that I am one of those persons. But me just say, when everything was A-OK, like you hear the man said, and again, there are always three sides to every story. So therefore, Alicia on her mother's side, his side meaning Boo, and then the truth. What is the truth? It is yet to be determined. So we see that this man was getting a bashing even though he did a good deed. And we saw that this girl took the opportunity and she ran with it. She was doing her thing as a businesswoman. She is doing her thing as a social media personality. It is obvious that she is ambitious, and it is obvious that she more than likely would have been successful, even if she went to America or not. However, she cannot deny, or anybody cannot deny, that the opportunities open even more for her, seeing that she was a green card holder resident. Probably she's now a citizen. So me just I say at the end of the day, never burn your bridges after you cross them. Never forget who helped you, who aided and assisted you. The least that you can do is keep a communication bridge open. However, whenever you burn that bridge, you are going to feel in your conscience that, so I shouldn't even call back this person because me do him so wrong. So therefore, her conscience might have told her that don't call back this man. Moral of the story, and most importantly, persons in general, women, men, especially women. Because more than likely a woman is not going to pick up a man that is less than her, that cannot offer her opportunity. However, a man in most cases, being the breadwinner in most cases, and I am not saying that that was the case in this case, but just I speak in a general, will pick up a lady because of her beauty, because of her charm, because of whatever thing that he saw in her, and just try with her and give her opportunity. As in this man, it is always an opportunity when you leave from a third world nation to a first world nation. It does not matter your financial status. There are more doors that are open, so there are more likely possibilities that you can be successful. You just have to take it and run with it. Now, what I have a problem with Jamaicans on a whole, they were bashing this man, even though all that this man that we know, that I know did was good. Did not hear her side of the story. We say, well, he used to cuss me out, he used to abuse me, he used to do this, he used to do that. All I saw was that they were having fun and they were living their best life. So until I hear from her or hear from him saying that this was what was wrong or that was what was wrong, then people like me say, at the end of the day, this was a compatible problem. And people, this is my disclaimer before I proceed. Don't know this man's medical condition, don't know if he was foreign blank, don't know if he could have breathed this lady or that was a problem. And it possibly could be because women in them 30s or 40s or whatever age this lady is, them want picnic and they want a man that can have a child with, especially if that man is their husband. So therefore, if I'm a fire blank or I'm too old, it is going to be problematic. Was that the problem or part of the problem? People, me not really know. But at the end of the day, like I said, a fool is always the last to know, and persons are always looking for opportunity. And sometimes as soon as they get that opportunity and realize that you cannot do any more for them, they are gone, poof, gone with the wind, point blank, and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news is based on a revelation bombshell that was dropped in the newspaper a day or so ago. And this is pertaining to the case of Donaldson that was taken out by her boyfriend, police, Noel Maitland. A lot of persons, specifically family members, have been waiting in anticipation for this trial to start and for this man that was obviously guilty to be charged, to be convicted, to be sentenced to a couple of life sentences. Well, people, it seems as if, based on some revelation that was released a day or so ago, it is said that that couch that was in question, that was said to have been the place that she was taken out, that was taken in her truck and taken to a car wash. Based on testimony by the crime scene forensic experts, he is saying that when he went to that location, that car wash, there was no traces of BLOOD. Now, some people are going to say, then hold on a minute. If this couch that is in question is part of the evidence that more than likely is going to lead to this man getting convicted, what is going to happen by the revelation by the forensic experts? Now, people, Mr. Maitland is a police, and police have persons that are involved in all sorts of forensic, all sorts of crime scene evidence gathering. So therefore, he would have probably known that, listen, if you take this couch that was probably drenched in a BLOOD, and you use all sorts of harsh chemicals on it, those harsh chemicals would provide an adverse effect or adverse reading as it pertains to the presence of BLOOD. Some adjusters said this is not really too much of a big deal. However, you know that Mr. Maitland and his legal team, which are kind of desperate times, calls for desperate measure. you're going to hear them flaring up and saying, see, I told you, no BLOOD was in the chair, no BLOOD was at the car wash, so therefore my client needs to be freed because he had nothing to do with nothing, none at all. He was just frame, rate, lele, blue, blah, blah. So I say this to say that with this new revelation, quote, bombshell, we say a lot of persons are going to be disheartened, specifically family members, persons that are out here just waiting for justice and waiting, itching to see this man get sentenced if he was indeed guilty of taking away this young lady because of jealousy or for whatever other reason. People, let me know in the comment section what you think. Do you think that this is some sort of bombshell or just a whimper? Point blank and period.